So hey Dubs, what's good, bro?
What's up, King?
So basically, I wanted to invite you to this platform. Art sounds familiar because I do believe you to be a successful like content creator, an entrepreneur that has put a lot of work in his craft, and I believe that could be a resource that inspires others that kind of want to follow similar like path in life. I guess I would start by first giving you the floor to just like introduce yourself and kind of just talk about where you're from and all that.
Okay. All right. My name is Christian Walker. My nickname is Dubs. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I just graduated Allegheny College this year
Okay.
with an applied computer science major. And yeah,
How did you start? Like, what led you to creating Animator Apparel?
okay. So now it's Animator Archive. I changed the apparel. Well, I dropped the apparel part because I don't want the brand to just be synonymous with apparel. I want to branch out to like other avenues and stuff. In terms of like starting,
Yeah.
well, 2 years ago, I started the brand, and the purpose behind starting it originally was it was kind of hard for me to find like anime clothing or to show that I liked anime without it being in like a, and no disrespect when I say this, like a cringy way. I was trying to create a brand that was like kind of cool, kind of low key aesthetic stuff that like I would be cool wearing for
Hmm.
myself. Like that was originally the purpose of the brand.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess something that was less of like fan art and more of like, oh, even someone that maybe might not be too deep with anime or too like involved in anime could still like enjoy kind of thing.
Exactly. You said it better than me.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's always anime inspired. I don't want to just take like specific characters from different shows and stuff. I always like it to be low key and
Okay.
have some type of meaning behind it, because it's easy. Anyone can just take a picture of Naruto, throw it on a T-shirt,
Mm.
add some Japanese to it, and sell it. But I don't really think that that's gonna be something that's sustainable or long term. I wanted
Okay.
to create a brand that like lasts years from now. So, and I feel like I need to focus on creating like my own type of content
Hmm.
but at the same time drawing from those anime themes of anime aesthetics and art style.
Okay. How do you start that? Like, where do you begin from?
All right. Okay. So when it comes to creating a brand, a streetwear brand, the first step that you want to do is you either want to work with a local screen printer or you want to work with a POD, which is a print on demand
Okay.
company. And there's a lot of different print on demand companies such as Printful, Printify, Custom Cat. And it's cool to use print on demand, especially when starting out, because you don't really have all that money. You can't just spend $700 to work with a screen printer and get a batch out. Print on
Hmm.
demand is you don't have to pay for anything upfront. You pay as people buy.
Okay.
So it's really nice for those that are just getting into the space. And you basically want to decide if your designs are good or if they have any aesthetic to them.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing print on demand, you could do that with low upfront costs.
Okay.
So I recommend that for all brand owners starting out. And then you have to decide, um, like, what is your long term goal for your brand? Do you want a brand that is sustainable that lasts a long time, or do you want a brand that's more fast fashion and you make a lot of sales starting out, but like you basically adjust your brand to fads?
Hmm.
It's different ways to go about doing it, but right now I work with a local screen printer,
Okay.
and it's very effective. It's very effective because I save a lot of money and I get a big discount because I'm buying in bulk.
Okay.
But the only problem is when you're starting out, especially working with a local screen printer, you have to decide like the different avenues in which you want to save money because you could either have a brand that is focused on a DTG, which is direct to garment, or you
Okay.
could have a brand that uses screen print. Screen print is the best, but it's the most expensive.
Mhm.
It's the best quality, but DTG is a lot cheaper and it's a lot more cost effective. The only problem is a lot of brands, they want to save as much money at the beginning, which, it makes sense,
Mhm.
but at the same time, they're they're not creating setting their brand up for success. I
Okay.
recommend that all brands starting out use screen print.
Okay.
You use screen print, you work with a POD for your first drop just to see like if your designs are actually good. Yeah, so you would work with a company for like such as Printful or Printify starting out,
Mhm.
and then you throw your designs on there, throw it on a website like Shopify. Shopify has a 30-day free trial. It's the best website platform. You could use that, and then once that's all set up,
Mhm.
um, you could even put your designs on Reddit. There's a
Okay.
lot of Reddits you could use. The one that I use the most is Streetwear Startup.
Okay.
You you post it on there for feedback of your designs and stuff, and if people like with your designs, then they'll give you good feedback. If you need to make adjustments, most
Mhm.
of the time they're pretty honest.
What systematic steps did you move in?
Well, I started off with posting designs on Streetwear Startup just to get feedback to if my designs were actually good.
Okay.
And then if the feedback was good on Streetwear Startup, then I would post it on Instagram
Okay.
because Instagram's all about aesthetics, but your real customers are people that are in this space. So
Mhm.
you want good feedback from people that are used to buying from other streetwear brands and stuff.
Right.
So you would post it on Streetwear Startup first, and then if it's good, then you would post it on Instagram, and then you could run Instagram ads starting off. I'd say I'd say you do A and B testing on different demographics.
Okay.
Um, Kind of target places that are known for like a lot of streetwear hype, like New York, California. Um, make the age demographic, I'd say like 18 to 26 male.
Right.
It's like the stereotypical like streetwear buyer.
Okay.
And then yeah, so A and B testing. So like um you could target specific people that follow certain pages that are similar to what you're selling. So if you're selling designs that have something to do with I don't know, I don't know, flowers or something,
Uh-huh.
you could target it so that um Instagram shows your ad to people that follow flower pages and stuff.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So that means you had to have done a lot of research, like even in setting this up from the jump.
Yeah, it was a little bit of research, but it was more about just experimenting, like with the different testing, like
Mm-hmm.
trying to find out which of the tests get the most views and most engagement.
Okay. And so, like with all of this, at least for me, it seems like a lot of different things happening at once and moving like at once. Like, how
Hmm.
much like time went into like branding and even maintaining that strong social media presence? Like, what would be like your typical day? I mean, now we're in COVID, but um, if we put that aside, or we just like travel back like to like last year, what was your typical day like as a content creator, as a brand, and like an entrepreneur? Like what does it look like?
Okay, so if we go back last year,
Hmm.
um, let's see, I'd say I'll give two different. Can I give two different perspectives of someone that's in college and someone outside of
Yeah,
college?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so a person in college would basically they would post on their Instagram story at least once a day. You don't have to post every single day. A lot of people post a lot,
Hmm.
but the way Instagram's algorithm is set up, it's
Hmm.
not necessarily the best to post every single day. It's more about just trying to grow your audience through ads, especially starting out and trying to create like a community with other brands and stuff.
Okay.
So I would say like starting out, like especially in college, at least posting a story once a day, make a post about like your drop at least two times a week.
Okay.
A typical day for me would be like I would wake up for class, I would check my Shopify, see if I have any orders,
Hmm.
and then I would ship those orders out that morning, or I would ship them out right before the post office closes. And I would like juggle this like with class and if I had tests or anything, like I would juggle it throughout that. The only thing that was a little bit hard for me was because I sew the labels on for my clothing like myself,
Hmm.
so that does take up a little bit of time. But besides that, it's not a high maintenance, like building a brand doesn't necessarily consume a lot of time like every single day,
Okay.
but like over time, like that time adds up, right? For
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
me to even get to the point that like I could sell out like within a day is something that took like over a year, you know?
Right.
So I mean it's different for different brands and stuff, but like yeah, it doesn't necessarily take that much time like per day, I would say. It
Hmm.
takes a lot of time like over time. Like you have to be
Right.
consistent. You have to do it every single day. Like reach out to influencers every single day.
Mhm.
To like take pictures with your brand or collab with you and stuff. So
Okay. So yeah,
and then
it's like a job.
yeah, it's basically a job. And then I guess the other perspective would be someone outside of school. And
Hmm.
it's like if you're outside of school, like it's in summertime, maybe you have a part-time job or something. I would say just focus on it as much as you can.
Okay.
Wake up, think about designs. Like I think about designs like all day, every day. I try to think of like what's the next thing to release? What should I focus on?
Hmm.
Like and immerse yourself into it. For me, I didn't get into streetwear until like 3 years ago, or almost like 2 years ago. I didn't even know what streetwear was.
Right.
So I did it. So I had to like force myself into the space. Like I just started watching so many videos, documentaries.
Right.
I started buying clothes from different streetwear brands.
Okay.
I just started learning as much as I could about the space, and then it's crazy because now I'm making that transition into like high end fashion and stuff,
Hmm.
and I'm watching a lot of high end fashion documentaries from different designers and stuff, and like trying to keep up to date with like who's the hottest designer right now.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
like people, that are younger that are just doing well in this space, and I'm just trying to learn about that because I want to make that transition eventually.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that means so you do look at like at least what your peers are also doing, like people that are also on kind of like the same level with you at this point, kind
Uh,
of
oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
thing. All
No,
right.
I have.
You have
I
to.
know. Yeah, bro. A lot of brands probably won't admit to this, but like for me, I have a spam account and I follow like all the brands in the space
Hmm.
that are like similar to mine,
Okay.
and I don't follow them to like stalk them or anything, but like sometimes I genuinely like the products that they're selling and I just buy it and they have no idea that, I'm just a normal customer or I have another brand
Hmm.
that's like in the same space. I like to buy it and be like a outside customer because I can see what the experience is as just like a normal customer for them, you know?
Right.
Because I feel
Right.
like when I buy stuff from another brand in the space that either I follow or like they know or heard of me or something like that,
Hmm.
then like they'll pay a little more attention to my order, might add like a bunch of stickers in it and stuff,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
like they'll make sure it's perfect. And I don't really care for that. So I just you know I'm a customer too. I'm a fan of
Hmm.
streetwear, and it's like I don't look at it just to stalk them and see like what they're up to. I look at it from a customer side as well as a competitor. Like I'm curious into what people are releasing. Like I seen a lot of people are releasing toys now, which is so dope. But
Oh, like the
yeah, it's cool.
pops?
I mean, I guess they're like little toys that are people are releasing like with their designs and stuff, and
Oh.
they're like the toys that are or they sell plushies, like one of the two, and then it's cool just to see people branch out
Hmm.
into other stuff instead of just clothing. So I think that's pretty dope and inspiring. So yeah, I like to see what other people are doing, just in
Nah.
case. 'Cause I'm not trying to get left behind, you know.
Right,
So
right, right, right. Nah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Like, and I mean, that's also a good strategy. And I think it's also nice that you're not like being like, nah, I want them to give me like first class service. Like, you just kind of want to get a real experience out of it.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So, with that, like you've talked about how, like the process you went through, but specifically, at what point did you start to see, I guess, traction or like start seeing, oh, people like a return on investment, people are buying it.
Wow, that was a really good question. Uh, wish I would have known it before it hit time. It's like, nah. But I guess It's kind of weird because it's like I feel like I do have a lot of followers that just they're young, they're like 13 or 14. They just follow because like they like the clothes, they like the little fits that I put on, you know.
Yeah.
But I would say that I guess like that breaking point for me, like where I saw that like okay, people are starting buying from
Mhm.
me is when I'd say about 5,000 followers,
Okay.
around like 5,000. I'd say that I know like every time I release a new drop, like it's gonna at least sell like 70%, like that
Okay.
same day. That's when I noticed that like, okay, if I just keep up at this, I can increase like the amount of inventory that I'm selling per drop,
Mhm.
and I can at least expect most of my customers to buy it.
Right.
And I guess in recently that happened again. Like I feel like I took a another like small leap
Mhm.
when um
Like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.